In a predictive mindset, we plan the majority of the work upfront because the requirements are already clear. This is a structured and sequential journey. And here, our success is measured by how well we execute against the approved plan and also maintain the discipline throughout the project lifecycle. Key characteristics and governance. Predictive projects thrive on structure. We define the triple constraint early and manage it through formal baselines. Unlike Agile, where we welcome change, here we prioritize governance. Every action is documented and every major decision follows a formal approval path to ensure the project stays on track. The foundation, baselines and WBS. Remember, the scope baseline is the combination of WBS, WBS dictionary, and scope statement. And schedule baseline is nothing but approved project schedule. And cost baseline is approved budget. Planning is a foundation. We break down the work into a work breakdown structure, that's WBS, to ensure nothing is missed. These baselines combine from our performance measurement baseline. Think of this as your yardstick. It's how you will prove to stakeholders that the project is performing as promised. The triple constraint, the balance. The triple constraint is the heart of the predictive mindset. In waterfall, scope is usually fixed, while time and cost are estimated to fit the scope. If a stakeholder wants to add a feature, your mindset shouldn't be yes or no. It should be an immediate evaluation of how that change impacts your schedule and your budget. Quality versus grade. Do you know the definition of quality in simplest PMP terms? Quality is nothing but meeting the requirements. Only then it is ready to use. And the grade is nothing but more number of features. You might have seen this in many of the product specifications, as they will add more number of features to look good. If we can look this through a simple example, we can go with a mobile phone. In the left side, we have basic phone, which has low grade because it has only limited features like calling and SMS. And yet this works perfectly, and so we can say this as a high quality. When we move towards the right side as a smartphone, it has a high grade because it has more number of features like camera, apps, internet, and etc. And yet it frequently crashes, and hence it provides a low quality. And the danger here is gold plating, because in predictive, giving the customer extra features for free is actually a failure. It wastes resources and wasn't part of the risk analysis. Your goal is high quality, meaning you deliver exactly what was promised perfectly, not a high grade with unrequested bells and whistles. Tracking success with EVM metrics. Let's talk about the GPS of your project, and that's nothing but EVM over here. And we have two topics to cover here, that's CPI, that's nothing but cost, and SPI is schedule. When it comes to CPI, we have one answer, that's how much value am I getting for every dollar spent. And 1 is the goal. Anything below 1 is inefficient. Anything above 1 is efficient. And when it comes to schedule or SPI, this is nothing but your speedometer. That's how fast are we moving compared to the plan. And here again, if 1 is the goal, anything below 1 is slow, and anything above 1 is fast. If you look at the pattern over here, in both the cases, if you consider 1 as a standard, anything above 1 in both the cases, it's efficient or healthy. Anything above 1 in both the cases, the project is healthy when it comes to both cost and schedule. And here's the secret for the exam. You don't always need to do complex math. Just remember, if the index is greater than 1, the project is healthy. If it's less than 1, you are in trouble and need to take action. As a project manager, your job isn't just to report these numbers, but to use them to predict the future and fix the course. Change control process. Most PMP questions in a predictive mindset are based on change management scenarios. So follow these steps carefully. It's first, identify.
then analyze, then approve, and then implement. You are the guardian of the project. When a change is requested, you never implement it immediately. You first perform impact analysis. Only after you understand the cost, time, and risk implications, you go to CCB, that's Change Control Board. This formal process ensures that the project only changes for the right reasons with the right permissions. In simple terms, no approval, no change. Phase gates and kill points. Phase gate. A review at end of phase. Purpose is to compare performance versus business case. The kill point. A decision to continue, redirect, or terminate. Stewardship. Protecting the organization's investment. Predictive projects move through phase gates. At the end of each phase, we stop and look at the business case. Is the project still providing value? If the market has shifted or the costs have spiked, the project manager may recommend a kill point, terminating the project to save the organization's money. This is a sign of a strong ethical leader. Let's look at an example. You are managing a mobile banking application. After development, a new regulation blocks the core feature. You analyze the impact, no usable feature, no business value. At the phase gate, stakeholders review the business case and decide to terminate the project. In simple terms, no business value, kill the project. Let's understand a key concept in project management: risk versus issue. Many people confuse these two, but it's actually simple. Imagine you just bought a new mobile phone. At the store, you're asked, "Do you want insurance?" You think, "What if I drop it? Or what if it gets stolen?" Nothing has happened yet, but it might. So, you take insurance. That is risk management. A risk is about the future, or what if situation, and we manage it using a risk register. Now, fast forward few months. Your phone slips and the screen breaks. Now you are not asking what if, you are asking what now. So you claim the insurance. That's issue management. An issue is a present problem, something that has already happened, and we track it in an issue log. Key takeaway: risk is equal to future, plan for it. Issue is present, act on it. In simple terms, insurance is for risks, claims for issues. That's PMP mindset. Anticipate risks early and act fast when issues occur. And approach is simple. Identify risks early to prevent them from becoming issues. When to use and PMP Exam Traps for predictive methodology. It's best for construction, hardware, or any project which has stable requirements. And now let's look at the exam traps. This is most useful and crucial for PMP exam. Saying yes to change before analysis, skipping the CCB, that's change control board, for small or any changes, gold plating to please the customer, ignoring CPI or SPI below 1, commencing execution before the project management plan is approved, directly asking the sponsor for more funds without a variance analysis. Alright, let's take a moment and look into the exam watch section. EVM health check, the numbers. The thumb rule here is 1 is the baseline. Anything greater than 1 is under the budget or ahead of schedule, which is good. Anything less than 1 is over the budget or behind the schedule, which is bad. The chart trap. You will be given CPI and SPI values, often in charts. Interpret the values to understand project health and then take decision. Risk is nothing but future or uncertainty, and this gets into the risk register. Issue is present or reality, and this gets into the issue log. Predictive methodology or project always uses WBS. That's work breakdown structure. Work package is the smallest unit. Scope baseline is WBS plus WBS dictionary plus scope statement. And project baseline is scope plus schedule plus cost. Baselines are defined early. Focus on documentation and planning. And most important is, this is suitable when requirements are clear. Alright, let's dive into the real world project scenario. Imagine you are building an international airport, not a mobile app. Before construction even begins, everything is planned: scope, schedule, cost, risks, all baselined. 2 years later, a stakeholder says, let's add one more terminal. Now, here's where many projects fail. A weak project manager says yes. A predictive mindset says analyze first. Impact is assessed. More cost, more time, more resources. It goes to the change control board and the decision: reject for now. Move to phase 2. Result? The airport launches on time, within budget and without chaos. That's the power of predictive mindset. It doesn't block change. It controls change so the project doesn't fail. Predictive mindset recap. Plan first, execute later. We define the scope, schedule, and budget upfront. Success is following the plan with zero surprises. Change is formal. No informal favors or quick fixes. Every change goes through the change control board, that's CCP. Proactive protection. We use baselines to measure the health. It's CPI or SPI. We hunt for risks before they become issues. Risk versus issue. The watch. Risk is future, managed in the risk register. Be proactive. Issue is present, recorded in the issue log. Be decisive. And let's move to the hybrid world. That's chapter 6, hybrid mindset.